and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing this zombie gory Halloween look. So if you'd like to create this look, then just continue watching. Please smash a big thumbs up and go subscribe down below. So that's that, and now let's get on to the video. So to start off with, I'm going to be using my number 7 Hydroluminous foundation, as I always do, and I'm just going to be applying this all over my face, even covering those brows. So I'm going to be looking bald today. So yeah, we're just going to brush it all over the face, all over the eyes, everywhere apart from the mouth. So now that the foundation is done, I'm just going to get some black eyeshadow. Doesn't matter who's it from. This is Morphe, but you can use whatever black eyeshadow, and you're just going to apply it on the outer corner, taking the blending brush and then just blend it all over the eyes. It doesn't need to be neat, it just needs to be rough, because at the end of the day, we're dead, remember? So don't worry about it being neat. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of red and then blend it in roughly with the black as well. So I'm just going to put this on the inner corner and then just blend it round, just so they all just look disgusting on your eyes. Oh, literally, this latex stinks. Oh, literally stinks. I got this latex from Asda. I think it was only like £2. It's actually really good, but I didn't actually know how good it was. I usually, when I do my latex, I usually put tissue on, then put more on, then tissue, then put more on, and then like colour it and stuff like that. But this one is actually really good where you didn't actually need to, but at the time I didn't know, so I still put tissue on. So you can do it without tissue, but you can do it with tissue. I'm going to show you the way that you do it with tissue. But yeah, latex Asda, £2. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to apply some by my mouth, put some tissue on there, just going to do a line on my forehead and then put tissue on. Once the tissue is stuck down, I'm just going to take more latex and I'm just going to apply it on top of the tissue. Also, if any tissue falls off, then just reapply another little bit of tissue and put latex on top. The next step, I'm going to take the latex, put it all around my neck, grab the tissue, put the tissue on, then I'm going to put latex on top, as we're going to want to create almost either like a slip throat or a throat where it's been nibbled on. So now that you get the gist of everything, I'm just going to apply more latex, but I'm just going to apply it more around that area, as we're going to want to have that as like an open, ripped mouth look. So I'm just going to apply latex all over my nose, as we're going to have a ripped nose, and all around the left side of my mouth. So now I'm just going to add the tissue all over the places that I put the latex, and then same again, you just put the latex on top. But with a little piece here, because I've had too much tissue, I'm just going to rip the excess bits of tissue off. So I'm just going to add more latex to the top bit, just so it makes it a bit more bigger, bolder, so it's just going to be easier so I can cut through it. Also, if you're impatient like me, you can get a hairdryer, but making sure it's on cold air, and blow dry the latex and it dries it quicker. I'm very impatient and I want it dry now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the hairdryer and blow dry myself. So now that the latex is dry, I'm just going to go back in with my Hydroluminous number 7 foundation in the shade Calico. I'm just going to be applying this all over where all the latex is, and just blending it in with my normal foundation underneath as well. So I'm just going to go back in with my eyes and just blend it out a little bit more, just in case any foundation got on it and made it look dodgy. Not like it's perfect anyway, it's dodgy anyway. And I'm just going to get the blending brush, add more red, add a bit more black, just blend it around. Now that the latex is completely dry and the foundation is set, I'm just going to start to break it and peel it, but just going up because we want to get that ripped mouth effect. I'm also just gonna tug it at the top of my lip and just stretch it a little bit down so it looks like a bit of hanging saggy lip, to be honest. In this next part, I'm just using, you know, like the sharp bit of like a nail clipper. On the other end, you can get that little sharp bit. I think that it gets ingrown toenails out, whatever. I just use that and I just scrape it along just so you can make like little disgusting little cut wounds. It was actually really hard to cut it all the way along. I think because I added tissue. Like I said, the latex would work perfectly without the tissue, but I'm so used to using the tissue. And same with the neck bit, just scraping it along. Also, be careful whilst doing this. You don't want to be cutting yourself, okay? So maybe don't do it. But I just done it because it's, yeah, really hard to rip. I'm also going to scrape up the nose area so it looks like my nose has actually been ripped open. So just scraping it up and sometimes just picking it up also, just so it looks like skin has been lifted up. I'm just going to go in with the red eyeshadow that I used on my eyes, and the one that I'm using it from is from Morphe palette, but like I said, you can use any red. I'm just going to be covering all the wounded areas, so then it's got a bit of like fake blood, but we will add blood to it later on, but we're just going to make it look dirty, minging wounds. So I'm going to be putting it by my mouth, I'm going to be putting it on my nose and adding a bit of black also, so as you can see now it just makes it look more open, more like a wound. Also, when it comes to doing this, let's try and get underneath the actual latex bit so it stands out more, because we want it to look like a legit rip in the gob or the nose or the head, whatever. We want it to look like a good cut. So I lift the latex up a bit and I get underneath there, especially when I use the black eyeshadow too. Now I'm just going to take a big stumpy brush and going in with that red and black eyeshadow, mixing the two together. I'm just going to be plotting it around, especially around the wounds, because we want it to look filthy. We want to look like we've been through the mud, been through the wars, been through trauma. So I'm just going to go around where you usually put like bronzer as well, and just put it around there. As you can see, it doesn't look like bruising as such, but that's how we want it to look. Then I'm going to take a fine angled brush. You actually meant to use this for eyebrows. Oh well, let's just break the rules. As I'm going to be using this brush and I'm going to create like almost little veins. Then going in with the stumpy brush and then blending it out. Then I'm going to go in with my Hydroluminous concealer in the shade 1. And I'm just going to be creating these fake life teeth, if you want to say it like that. I'm going to be doing little squares, as you can see here, and we also just want to keep the teeth in that open ripped mouth area, so it looks like our lips have been ripped off and our mouth is on show. I'm then also going to go in with a little bit more latex and I'm going to put it on the right side, just so it looks like a part of our mouth is closed. I'm then going to go in with the angled brush again that we used on our face, and I'm just going to go in with black eyeshadow and I'm going to put it between the teeth and then on the top of my lips also, just so, well, obviously zombies don't have white pearly teeth, do they? We need to make them look filthy and dirty. So this way I'm just going to be putting black, and like I said, make sure you're putting the black also in where the latex is stretched, because we want it to look like a dirty, disgusting, zombie, flesh-eating mouth. Then we're just going to put some foundation over where we put the last latex, and then blending it in because we want that little bit of mouth closed up. I'm just going to add a little bit more black in the inner corners and on my nose as well, because we just want to darken them up, because at the end of the day we're dead, aren't we? Then we're going to take the blending brush and then just blend those shades out so we look even more dead. Then add in a little bit more black into the wounds on my head and on my neck as well. I'm just going to create another little wound up here. So pulling the latex, I'm just created a hole here. Quickly just adding red eyeshadow on there, pulling it a little bit more, and then I'll add a black eyeshadow as well, just to make it look like another little wound. Now it's time for the fake blood. So this fake blood, I'm pretty sure was like 80p from Asda. So I'm just going to squirt some on my hands, just with a brush. I'm just going to be putting the blood all in where the wounds are, so on my head, by my mouth. I'm then going to put it on my neck as well, but making sure that we're going to put like lumps of blood as well in there, because we actually want it to look like an open, fresh wound. Ooh, my favourite bit. Now we're going to add blood all around the mouth area. I have taken it up a little bit further like the blood, so it looks like one whole wound there, which you can do. Also just incorporating some of the blood in the teeth as well, and then making sure we're going to put it on our nose, because at the end of the day we want it to look like a gushing, bloody, ripped open nose, don't we? Remember, the blood doesn't need to be perfect, so like I'm doing, I'm just splattering it around that area, because a zombie would not eat nicely with a knife and fork. A zombie will be eating all over the place, and blood will be going everywhere. So going in with that blunt, stubbly brush, I'm just going to be patting the blood all around the wounded areas. Also then going in with blood as well as black eyeshadow, as you can see here, and I'm going to be patting it all over the other side of the face, because like I said a million times, we're not the cleanest little monsters, are we? And I'm just going to be splattering it all around the face because I'm filthy. So this is the final look of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash a big thumbs up and go subscribe down below, and send in much love. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope to see you guys recreate it. So I'll see you in my next video. See ya! Bye!